Okay, got the bottom of the 41 and the front end, the cowl section painted. And on my last video, I was talking about the Nason paint, how much I liked it. And let me just clarify something. This paint, you're looking at right at $1,800 right here. That's relatively cheap this day and age. Now, you can go out and buy the $1,000 clears and the $800 gallon of paint and all this, but for budget-minded people, don't get me wrong. This is ideal. I'm not knocking the high-end stuff. Yeah, that has its own place. But for customers that's on a budget, that's trying to make a decent-looking driver, this is the only way to go. It'll last. You won't have any issues with it, as long as you follow the instructions exactly like it says. Now, that being said, let me show you what I got done. So, day before yesterday, I painted the front cowl section. That's 4 coats of clear on the front, 3 coats of clear underneath it. Now, I said in my last video, I do not seal my vehicles, except for certain areas. Like the bottom of a car, I used epoxy sealer, a light gray, just because it's an adhesion promoter. Not only bonds to the body good, but lets the paint and the base coat bond good too without sanding it. Plus I had a few bare metal places showing here and there, nothing big. But now I did seal the bottom of this car, so I'll correct myself. Any other time, I just wet sand my high build primer and shoot it. Now, here's the car. Color-wise, still not my favorite color. I would have preferred a little more red, but this is what the gentleman wanted. And as you can see, now I gravel guarded these inner rockers because they had taken a lot of abuse. So I replaced them. I had to cut them out. All because somebody had gouged them out with a chisel and a hammer to get these running board bolts out. And it wasn't because of rot. I have no idea why they did all that damage. I just don't understand how some people do some things. These are the running board bolts I was talking about. They were chewed all to pieces from the inside. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, try to shut up so you can look. Of course, this back pan section here, that's where the gas tank lays. So all of that is hid, which it's just as slick as the rest of the car. I mean, normally I wouldn't do body color under a car like this, but I did a 57 Chevrolet. It was that way and he was tickled to death with it. So just to appease him, he spent the extra money for the paint. Now this took a half a gallon of paint just to do the bottom. That's 3 coats of paint with a mist coat because it's a fine metallic. So I was just fixing it so the metallic will stand on its end when you hit it with the clear. And it's 3 quarts of clear, poly clear. And I'm talking 3 wet coats of the Nason. And this is all Nason again. Everything I use is Nason. But I was happy with the way it turned out. If it had been me and he'd have wanted to pay the extra money, I would have high build the bottom of the car and block sanded that lower pan, due to the fact all the pitting from where it had the surface rust, once I sandblasted the car, and by the way, I use shark bite, crushed glass in other words, does a great job. This way those pits wouldn't have showed, but he didn't care. He actually wanted the whole bottom of the car rhino lined and then painted. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I mean, it just wasn't worth the time. And I don't want to waste paint to paint over top of rhino lining under something that'll never be seen. Cowl section's done. Let me show you where I did the top. Let me crank this thing back down. Okay, I went ahead and painted all of this. That's all under the hood. So this way I just have to concentrate on the top cowl pan and the roof. Plus, to be honest with you, I was trying to see how good it was going to turn out once the color hit it, and it's going to do all right. Went ahead and done inside the inner fenders here. Painted all that body color. So that just leaves me the body, the doors, and the trunk, and the body will be done except for the front end. Setback turned out awful good on it. I don't know if you can tell anything about this color or not. It's a lot prettier color outside, but I just don't like the way it looks in the shade or inside a building. But that's fine. Not my car anymore. Of course, you never know. May end up keeping it after all. And the back pan again, it's done. The trunk, it will get bed liner in the trunk, and I will paint it tan color to save him money on doing upholstery in the trunk. I personally would have went ahead and upholstered the trunk, but his budget, not mine. Okay guys, that's pretty much what I did besides making a mess in here. Heat index is supposed to be 108 today, so needless to say, I'm taking a break. There'll be no work in here today. But I just wanted to put an update on what I got done on the bottom. Of course, I'm changing my AC unit filter. Dumbass me hadn't changed it, and it clogged up and froze my evaporator coil. So I'm letting it thaw out so I can switch the filter. And when I say clogged up, it's completely clogged. My bad. Okay guys, everybody have a great weekend. I'm out.